Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with a review of the C&L Bypass Valve Adapter for 2015 and newer EcoBoost Mustangs. You're going to want to check out the C&L Bypass Valve if you still have the OEM bypass valve or solenoid, but you aren't in love with the lack of sound that it provides, and you'd much rather have the sound that a blow-off valve produces, but you aren't looking to spend blow-off valve money. You're looking at having to drop over $250 for a true blow-off valve, but the C&L Bypass Adapter here can get you the same sound effect for about $200 less. Being a factory turbo car, the EcoBoost doesn't come from the factory with a blow-off valve, as everyone in the world of aftermarket turbo life knows it. The car has a bypass valve that doesn't allow the unused air to vent atmospherically, which means you don't get the blow-off valve noise when you build boost and let off the throttle quickly. The C&L adapter will turn the factory bypass valve into a blow-off valve and allow the unused air to vent into the atmosphere, which in turn gives you that crisp release of the pressurized air. What's nice about this is that it's inexpensive when you compare it to the cost of a blow-off valve, it's very easy to install, and it does not require a tune. You aren't changing much here, you're just rerouting the excess air that builds up and isn't used when you spool the turbo and let off the throttle before all of that boost is used. The bypass valve itself is made from billet aluminum and it's CNC machined, so it'll have a good fit. This one here is anodized black, but C&L does have one that has a mild polished finish for those of you that don't want black. When it comes to price, you're looking at spending about $70 for this bypass valve. To put that in perspective, you can plan on spending $200 plus for a true blow-off valve, so it's safe to say that if you're just looking for the noise, this is a much more budget-friendly way to achieve it. Now, I will say that if you plan on modding your EcoBoost, going with a tune, upping your boost, and then eventually you might be looking at upgrading your charge piping. If you're looking at upgrading your charge piping, then you might consider going with a true blow-off valve instead, because you're gonna need to relocate and upgrade the blow-off valve anyways. The stock bypass valve won't be able to be used with the upgraded charge piping. As far as the install goes, it's a very easy install that should take about a half an hour's time. It's a 1 out of 3 wrench in the difficulty meter, and you need a 5mm Allen key as far as tools to get the job done. You need to get to the stock valve on the factory charge piping, disconnect the wiring harness, and remove the bypass valve. Just a few 5mm Allen head screws. The C&L adapter will be placed between the stock bypass valve and the charge pipe. You can then reinstall the bypass valve with the adapter using the longer bolts that are provided for you. Once they're bolted down, you can just reconnect the wiring harness. Wrapping things up here with the C&L Bypass Valve Adapter, this adapter will vent the unused pressurized air to the atmosphere, which will give the distinct turbo blow-off noise that most turbo people want. It's very easy to install, it doesn't require a tune, and you can check it out more online right here at AmericanMuscle.com.